is the Magnate. You're welcome to a fresh edition of the program. Remember that we have started a series on Australian the economy, the global and the Nigerian economy. And we have Mr. Economist himself, Dr. Muda Yusuf of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He set at top as the Director General. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Magnate again, sir.
Thank you very much.
And thank you
My
for
pleasure.
the value addition you gave us in previous edition. Yes, let's look at the effects of COVID again. We have analyzed negative, but there are some form of, would I say, apart from the mortality, which, we are pained about, let's look at the flip side. Now you don't necessarily have to move physically from one place to the other to have meetings. Technology has, assisted with that. A lot is being done now from different places, even in diaspora. What's your take on this?
I think it's a major eye-opener that we can do things a lot differently. We can do things a lot more cost-effectively. What we have seen in the last few weeks or months is the fact that most of the things that we believe we have to gather together to do physically, you now find out that we can do remotely. I mean, take the example of Lagos. We know what the traffic situation is in Lagos. Sometimes you are going for meetings, you are spending 2 hours in traffic. We suddenly now realize, as a result of COVID, that even those meetings you can hold even from the comfort of even your bedroom, even from your vehicle, and you don't lose anything. In fact, from our own experience in the Chamber of Commerce, we discovered that the number of participation at those meetings increased.
Higher.
The quality of participation increased.
Relaxed.
It's amazing. So even after COVID, and we pray that COVID will go very soon, some of these things will have to remain with us because they are so valuable. So the use of digital technology in dealing with issues of meetings, conferences. I mean, we had meetings here where people from UK, from US, from Ghana participated. Ordinarily, such people will not participate, or they participate at a very high cost, traveling and buying tickets, staying in hotels and all of that. So it's a major eye-opener, and it's going to transform the way we do things significantly. And I must also say this, that this COVID thing has also created opportunities for backward integration and import substitution. Because imports are becoming more expensive. That tells us that there are opportunities for substitution of those imports. So all of us should begin to look at those areas in which we used to import before. Exchange rates are depreciated. Those imports are now more expensive. There should be substitution.
Local content.
Local content. It's a great opportunity for us to look inwards. And that is what actually makes an economy more sustainable.
This is the Magnate. We are still exploring the economy globally, particularly as we have it in Nigeria. How are you faring with Mr. COVID? Well, we are going to start looking at the survival strategy now. Not alone, we're still endowed with Dr. Muda Yusuf. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sir, to you, you have been providing a lot of panacea to a lot of businesses and individuals. What do you recommend as the survival rate now? Earlier on, maybe at our previous conversation, you alluded to the fact that little money in the society, and of course there's a lot of need for money. Purchasing power is low. What is your recommendation for the survival strategy? How do you think people can survive with this pandemic, so to say?
Well, first, we need to look at sectors that are still on lockdown.
Okay.
It is important that, of course, we should worry about the growing challenge of community transmission and all of that. But we cannot perpetually lock down any sector. COVID and all the COVID responses are not short-term things. We need to come to that reality. This is a phenomenon that we have to live with for some time. So the earlier we come up with strategies to cope with it and to ensure a good balance between the economic life of the people and the health of the people, the earlier we are able to do that, the better.
Because palliative will not go on forever.
No, the palliatives have not been effective. Look at the period when we had total shutdown of the. I mean, what was the impact of the palliatives, all this rise and all of that? How many people can you give that to? It took the easing of the lockdown for the social environment to stabilize, for all the crime that were induced by the lockdown, for all those things to subside. So the strategy and the creative ways in which we get some of those key sectors to begin to open up is important. Just as I said, that is not to diminish the importance of health, of containment, of response to all these things. That is very important because some of those sectors are also high employment generating sectors. And when they remain completely locked down, it will also be very difficult for the economy to come up. That is one. Secondly, the government needs to also encourage the businesses to come alive because some of them cannot come alive properly on their own, the way things are. Some of them are already dead. Some of them are on life support. So there is
need businesses, life support.
Yes. So we need to see what we can do from the policy angle, from the government angle, and from the regulatory angle. So there's need for us the support to come. Then in terms of businesses themselves, there's a need to review their business models. No matter what we say, things are already changing. Things have changed. Consumer preferences are changing.
Oh, yes. High taste has to change.
Yes. So there should be a proper understanding of those changes that have taken place in this economy. And we now reconstruct our business models to align with those changes.
Yeah.
And the models, of course, will vary from sector to sector.
Very well said.
To know how exactly you can fit in into the new economy that we have. Because whether we like it or this is a new economy.
Oh, yes. It is a new economy.
New opportunities are coming up. Old opportunities are dying away and all of that. So there has to be proper understanding.
Okay. We're still chatting with Dr. Muda Yusuf, the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Let's go for this short break. Let's find out how an SME player is thriving. We're back to continue with this conversation.
I just retired from teaching service, Lagos State here, 2018. And I'm into this business to keep myself. I started this fishing pond 1996, just practicing. But now that I'm retired, I now put money, buying of a tank, roofing of the tank, the water and every other things. So those are the things that I started with 500,000. And I'm having 500 pieces of fish now. I have the big one there, the main 3. Those big ones are for hatchery. Whenever I need to have small ones, because there are space, there are things to use to produce new fish. So I used to take them to them. Then they supply me the small fish. So that is how I started it. And I've been selling it to people that I want to resell and those ones that I want to eat. I have the scale. I sell wholesales and I sell the ones for party and so on. And the way I used to have my customers, my friends that we retire together and colleagues in this community, when I put the signboard outside, they bring customers, they buy it, and from there the work started growing. And from it, I have 2 plots of land now to take this fish there permanent, because this place is just temporary. So I'm taking it to the other side. It's a pity that there is rain. I will have shown you the place. And the purpose of having this fish, you know what is happening now? Without food, we cannot live. So I just venture into it that when I started selling things to eat, I too, I will not lack. So, and my own aim is to supply the whole world. Even having bigger farm, more than 2 plots or whatever, I want to have it. I have a son that is into agric economics and research. So he's there serving and finish the serving. So we are working together. I have the challenges of money, because without money you cannot venture into this business, especially their food. Even if you want to produce food for them, it will not be like those one of imported. There is no way you do it. Like these small ones that I have now, I boost them with coupons, and coupons is imported food. If you give them the imported food, they will quickly fat, grow, and meet your need. When you get it as 3 months, I used to sell it 3 months. It's 3 months if you want to gain. But if you want to have bull stock like the big one here, it will take 3 years or 3 or 2 years, 3 or 2 years, so that the egg will produce and there will be no stress on it. But when you hatch one bull stock now, can produce 10,000 of small fingerlings. It can produce it, and when you have 10,000, this my container cannot contain it. That's why I take it to those people that have the tank on the ground, which I want to build over there. I want to have my farm. When I have the farm, I will have the borehole, I will have the big tank. I will employ those people that will be helping me, because I cannot do it only. My children that are here, they are the one that is helping me. I will be paying their salary. I will extend the fish and have connection with those people that will be coming to carry it in pack. The advice I want to give them: don't listen to others. Just have focus. Don't say that somebody have done it and he has run loss. Stand by your word that this thing that I want to start, I will gain and I will succeed. So I want to advise them that they should not sit down at home waiting for, let's say, the civil servant waiting for salary. Salary is not enough. I've been to it. So salary is not enough. You have to have second things to be putting food on your table. And if you want to start this one, even you can go into another business, not only this one alone. I'm a tailor. I do tailoring. I have my machines in the house. I've been doing it before standing on this one, because I'm getting old. I don't want to go into all these things. So if you want to do it, it's good. It's good, at least for our age now. When you are 40 above, you don't need to be running here and there. You're supposed to have been having focus that after this, working in the office or running here and there is something I must sit down with that will be producing food for me, not to wait for children to bring or send money to you.
Ames Media, an integrated media company with core focus in broadcast content, with an array of programs from our stable to meet the yearning of our target audience that cuts across. The Magnate, a half-hour business magazine program to share from the wealth of knowledge of veterans, while mentoring the young ones. Quality parenting has been the bane to raising good children and citizens in the society. Child Quest provides tips to parents on how best to nurture the child. For our culture and language not to go into extinction, from the stable of Ames Media Company Limited, we bring you in Kotokonwa, a Yoruba magazine program. Our school training program continues to wax stronger as we navigate from one Lagos State educational district to another, adding value to the student and future broadcasters. We seek your partnership, collaboration, and sponsorship on these programs and many more. Your event is better captured by our media crew with wealth of experience and professional panache. For details, call 0802 3069388. Ames Media, truly turning your dreams into reality.
Yeah, welcome back. The program is The Magnate. I'm really well endowed having an economist with us here, conversing with us on the global and Nigerian economy. Dr. Muda Yusuf, the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you very much again.
Thank
you
you
are
very
really
much.
spending a lot of your time out of your very, very busy schedule. Thank you for allowing us, even though we have been at this for a while.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Of course, we cannot have this chat with you without talking about your main brand. Those days, my younger days in the service of the Nigerian Television Authority, I was a young producer, 1991. The Lagos International Trade Fair used to be the entire hub where you have a lot of expatriates, multinationals gathering at the Lagos Badagry Expressway. How international is still your Lagos International Trade Fair? Now, you are no more there, you are now at TBS.
Yeah. Well, first, there is the challenge of infrastructure. Just as you said, the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex was purpose-built for international fairs. And at that time, the facilities were top class, yes. Then access to that location was fantastic. Yeah. But now access is a big issue now. The facilities have deteriorated significantly. That was why we had to relocate to the Tafa Balewa Square. Talking about whether it's still international, it's still highly international. Because in terms of value, the value we derive from foreign exhibitors is almost 40% of the total value from that fair. So that's a reflection of the level of interest, the level of participation of foreign investors in those fairs. And don't forget, many countries are also looking at as to how they can gain access into the Nigerian market. Okay. Because this economy is a very big economy. Oh, yes. The market is big, it's the largest in Africa. And the Lagos International Trade Fair offers a fantastic opportunity.
For such interaction.
For such interaction, for that strategy of entry into the Nigerian market. That is why we have a lot of exhibitors, especially from Asia, China, Japan, and even from West African countries, from the EU and all of that. So there's still a lot of interest in the Lagos International Trade Fair. Of course, with the COVID, we are not sure how that will play out.
In 2020.
Yes, but a lot of exhibitors are still showing interest. They are still very eager to see that, God willing, if this COVID problem subsides, the fair will still take place.
Can you still boast that it's still the best in Africa? That
Well,
used to be the slogan.
Yes, it's the biggest and the best.
The biggest and the best, yes.
Biggest and the best. But let me say in Nigeria.
Okay.
And in the sub-region, the West African sub-region.
Yes, I like your modesty. Yes. Thank you very much. Finally, sir, it's a trying moment for everybody.
Yeah.
Nigeria market is so saturated with a lot of unemployed graduates. And now, from our conversation, a lot of people are losing their jobs. Business are failing. Some are on life support. Let me use your words. What's your counsel for all?
Well, the counsel for businesses and for youth is that this economy has a lot of promise. The potentials are huge, and there's still a lot that can be done. Because if you have a population of 200 million people, they need one thing or the other. That thing that they need is the source of business.
Yeah. Filling a gap.
Filling a gap. Because
Meeting a
business is about meeting a need. And when you have a population of 200 million people, you can imagine the kind of need they will require. Right from their dressing to their medicament to their education to their recreation. 1,001 things that people need. That is the essence of a big market. So you just have to be creative to identify these opportunities.
This is beyond thinking outside the box, sir.
Of
Because
course.
normally we say, think outside the box. Creativity has something to do with this now.
It is creativity.
Your innate potential has to come to
Yes. I mean, look at the speed with which people responded to the production of face masks.
Yeah.
We are now seeing different designs. So if you go and import face masks now,
Even custom made to match with your dress.
to match with your dress. So if you go say you want to go and take foreign exchange to import face masks, it's like wasting money. Because we are very enterprising people.
Yes.
People have responded very fast that this is an opportunity. The same thing with all these hand sanitizers and all of that. A lot of companies have come up with a lot of formulation on hand sanitizers and all of that. So the opportunities are huge.
Yeah.
And again, it is for our government to also ensure to encourage them, to protect them. Because there have also been complaints that too many things come into this country that should not be coming to this country.
Yes. Correct.
You know, and the more these things come,
the more you deny.
Yes, the more you deny the local entrepreneurs and the more you deny people jobs. So we should also be up and doing in terms of the quality of our regulatory agencies, the quality of those who enforce what should be enforced at our borders and all of that. So if they also don't compromise, we have the market to ourselves and we can create a lot more value and create a lot more jobs for our teeming youths.
We can't thank you enough. It's been Dr. Muda Yusuf, Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We truly appreciate lending a voice to the growth of our numerous businesses owned by people. Remember that we'll still keep coming. We'll knock when the need arises.
No problem. It's my pleasure. And I thank you for the opportunity
thank you
to
very
be on
much,
this
sir,
platform.
for growing our businesses for us. Yes, that's been the Magnate today. I'm sure you have taken a lot of tips from our erudite economist. Mr. Economist, we call him, always lending a voice to a lot of issues in the media for us to be able to tap from his wealth of knowledge. Join us same time next week when we shall bring you an equally interesting episode of The Magnate. Until then, bye for now.